Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. It is an honor to address this high-level forum on behalf of the Republic of Maldives. Today I speak not only as the Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare, but as a voice for a nation facing an existential crisis, one fueled by the intertwined dangers of climate change, biodiversity loss, and the erosion of our lands. For a small island nation like the Maldives, these are not abstract challenges, they are daily realities. We contribute less than 0.01% of global greenhouse gas emissions, yet we are amongst the first to face the existential consequences of a crisis we did not create. Rising seas are swallowing our precious farmland, endangering what little agricultural resilience we have left. The Ministry of Tourism and Environment, alongside our own ministry, has uncovered alarming trends: encroaching seas devouring our scarce arable land, while rising salinity pushes traditional farming to the brink of collapse. The delicate balance of our marine ecosystems, vital for both sustenance and livelihoods, is disrupted by changing ocean temperatures and biodiversity loss. The latest findings from a Ministry of Tourism and Environment reveal a dire reality. 90% of our islands are battling severe coastal erosion, while saltwater intrusion has contaminated aquifers, leaving 60% of households struggling with acute freshwater shortages. These are not statistics, they are stories of communities losing their livelihoods, their food sovereignty, and their cultural heritage. Land degradation further diminishes our ability to cultivate food and sustain our communities. Ocean acidification is devastating the coral reefs that sustain our fisheries, the backbone of our food security and economy. The agenda before us today rightly emphasizes the intricate feedback loop between these crises. Climate change exacerbates biodiversity loss, and both contribute to land degradation, weakening our resilience and disproportionately impacting vulnerable populations. For a nation like ours, where lives and livelihoods depend on the fragile balance of nature, the collapse of our agri food systems doesn't just threaten harvests, it deepens hunger, malnutrition, and despair in every community. While our Constitution guarantees the right to food, climate change is turning this fundamental promise into an empty assurance for our people. Our fisher folk, who have sustainably harvested the oceans for generations, now return with empty nests as marine biodiversity declines. Our farmers, who once grew taro and coconuts, watch as their fields are swallowed by the sea or poisoned by salt. The Ministry of Tourism and Environment's projections warn that without urgent global action, climate induced food insecurity could displace 15% of our population by 2030. Yet, in the face of these existential threats, the Maldives refuses to be a bystander to its own fate. Our National Resilience Initiative, spearheaded by the Ministry of Tourism and Environment, is delivering concrete action, restoring marine ecosystems, deploying climate smart agriculture, and accelerating our renewable energy transition. Through strategic partnerships with FAO and UNDP, we are implementing innovative solutions from salt tolerant crops to community driven marine conservation. The ministry is transforming policy into practice through rigorous environmental safeguards, sustainable tourism frameworks, and green financing mechanisms. Every coral reef restored, every coastline fortified, and every species protected represents both an economic imperative and a lifeline for our people. This is not merely conservation, it's a comprehensive defense of a nation's future, safeguarding the natural foundations of our economy, our environment, and our food security. But let me be clear. These measures, however innovative, are not enough. The scale of the crisis demands global solidarity and systemic change. The discussions outlined in this agenda, from exploring nexus building through integrated landscape approaches to addressing the crucial role of financing and investment, are vital steps forward. We look forward to engaging deeply in these conversations, sharing our experiences and learning from the expertise of others. The insights shared on agroecology, innovation, land tenure, and the restoration of degraded lands offer pathways towards building more resilient and sustainable food systems globally. It is imperative that the Rio Conventions continue to consider the unique vulnerabilities and special circumstances of seeds. There is also a need to reform the climate finance modalities to cater to the circumstances and needs of seeds. We appeal for climate finance reforms that prioritize grants over loans, as indebtedness should never hinder a nation's ability to adapt and thrive. At COP30, we have a pivotal opportunity to harmonize food security with climate and biodiversity goals. Together, let us advance protections for marine food systems and consider a precautionary pause in deep sea mining, an activity that risks the very fisheries millions depend on. Through initiatives like AI powered coral monitoring and solar desalination, SIDS are proving our capacity for innovation. Yet, true progress requires solidarity. We call for a UN facilitated technology exchange that unlocks sustainable solutions from drought resistant crops to green aquaculture for those who need them most. The Committee on World Food Security has a pivotal role to play in strengthening the right to food in this context. It serves as a vital platform for multi stakeholder dialogue and policy convergence. We urge the CFS and its stakeholders to continue to champion integrated approaches, facilitate knowledge sharing, and promote policies that support vulnerable nations in their efforts to build climate resilient and equitable food systems. Excellencies, the Maldives is a microcosm of the planet's future. What happens to us today will happen to others tomorrow. For the Maldives, securing the right to food in the face of these environmental crises is not merely a policy objective. It is a matter of national security and the well-being of our people. This is not only about saving islands, it is about redefining global food systems to honor the right to food as a right to life. We are committed to working collaboratively with the international community to forge a path towards a sustainable future where the right to adequate food is a reality for all. Let our actions here reflect the urgency of this moment. Thank you.